say hello, we can get started.
Cool. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Amy Oding, and I'm the Director of Alumni Relations at UW-Whitewater. We're proud to have offered our alumni travel program for over 30 years. I looked that up. I didn't realize we go back that far, so that's amazing. And we've taken our alumni and friends to so many places on adventures around the world over those years. We may all look at the world a little bit differently in traveling with the coronavirus over the past few months, but I'm hopeful that we'll be able to travel again internationally in 2021. So we wanted to make sure that we still had an offering out there because these experiences are so great for everybody who has taken the trips in the past. If you have with us before, you know how it goes. So I just wanted to introduce myself, and everybody can see my face now. I'm probably gonna go on camera mute just in case some wildcat runs past me or something. Always fun working from home. But thank you, Judy, for putting this together as a virtual introduction to our Jewels of the Rhine tour. And I'm super excited to see all the details. So whenever you're ready, let's just get started. Thank you.
Great. Very excited. Thanks, Amy. I appreciate it. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today. I've been working with the University with Wisconsin-Whitewater Foundation for a few years now, and everybody seems to really enjoy our trips. I was super excited when Amy said she was going to do the Jewels of the Rhine River Cruise for this year, and since we've had that the COVID-19, we have decided to push that out into 2021 for you. So I'm really excited. I actually experienced the same exact tour back in 2015. So you guys are sailing at a beautiful time on April 23rd. It's going to be sunny and warm. The flowers are going to be blooming everywhere. It's absolutely going to be wonderful. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of the background about Mayflower Cruises and Tours for those of you that may not have been able to enjoy a trip with us yet. So back in 1979, John and Mary Stacknick, the couple on the left, founded Mayflower Cruises and Tours from Downers Grove, Illinois. Well, after working for 40 years in the business, we then thus have sold the company to Glenn Moroney, this handsome gentleman on the right. He's an Australian gentleman, and he owns the beautiful Emerald Waterways ship that we're going to be sailing on. He owns all the scenic ships. He owns the Scenic Eclipse and the Emerald Yacht Cruises. So all that really means for Mayflower Cruises and Tours is now we have more river cruise product to offer to you. In addition to our North America tours, our international trips like Italy that you guys might have went on, Iceland, or the Prague, Poland tour. So this time we're going on the Rhine River Cruise. Well, a little bit about myself. My name's Judy O'Brien, and I live in Naperville, Illinois. And I worked at Mayflower Cruises and Tours back in 1998 to 2003. My son was just going into kindergarten back then, and I decided not to work full-time and didn't actually return to Mayflower until 2012 when he was in middle school. And now you can see a picture of him over there. That was us last year in Alaska on our Alaska Land and Cruise Tour at Denali National Park. I have a beautiful black lab named Zoe. So if anybody rings the doorbell here today, you may hear her bark in the background. And this was me on the Danube River Cruise in Budapest. Now you can see I have numerous travel experience. I've been on 5 different river cruises with Mayflower Cruises and Tours, and I'll definitely be ready to answer any of your questions. So we'll wait till the end of the show, and then you guys can go on the little chat and either type a question, raise your hand, I can unmute you and you can ask a question. So did you guys know that you get home or local pickup from your area, and then we take you to Chicago O'Hare Airport? So these are the areas, okay? So if you guys live in any of those blue counties in Wisconsin, Walworth, Waukesha, Washington, any of those counties, Kenosha, Racine, Milwaukee, Ozaukee, or maybe you have friends or family that want to join you that live in Illinois, blue counties get home pickup. The red counties will have a local pickup. It might be at a park and ride, a Walmart, something like that. So if you have questions about the pickup, you can certainly ask that as well. Excuse me, my earring just fell out. Okay, so we have got, we still have free airfare being offered on this trip right now. So we definitely want to make sure that you guys save a little money on this trip so you can take advantage of free airfare. And then wonderful motor coaches if we're doing any touring in the area where we need to take you by a motor coach. And of course, the starships, our beautiful Emerald Waterways starships. So all of your baggage will be handled on this trip, okay? Of course, you're gonna get to Chicago O'Hare Airport. You're going to check your own baggage in. But once you arrive overseas, you'll be met by a Emerald Waterways representative or a Mayflower Cruises and Tours business manager to assist you with getting to the coach so that we can get you started off on the trip the right way and handle your baggage for you. Now there'll be professional Emerald Activities cruise manager with you on the ship at all times. Okay, so we happen to have this beautiful young woman on our trip last time I was out on the Danube, and she was absolutely wonderful. So she'll be there to help you get acquainted with your ship, and then also you'll have little port talks every night on the ship at around 6:45 p.m. right before dinner, just to get you guys set for the next day's adventure. So there'll be a professional Mayflower business manager on board to assist with any emergencies, any extra needs that anybody might have. There'll be local step-on guides and historians on all of your little excursions that are going to be included. What's really nice is we use personal listening devices. These are really nice. They're little headsets that go into your ear. So when we get off the ship, we're going to be divided up into groups of around 30 or so. And then you'll be going off on your little walking tours and excursions. And that way you can hear that local guide very easily. Also by social distancing if you like. You don't have to be right up on top of the guide because you can't hear what's going on. You can hear really, really well. So shall we talk about the ships a little bit? They're all beautiful 4-star newer ships. Emerald Waterways was actually voted the #1 best value river cruise company for the last 5 years. There's Emerald Inclusions. There's a beautiful pool on board, all English speaking staff, and it's a chartered ship. So free airfare transfers and destinations are included when you get out there to Amsterdam, of course. All of the gratuities are included. We'll have complimentary beverages on board, free beer, wine, and soft drinks with lunches and dinners. You can also ask to upgrade. You can upgrade a drink package if you like. You'll have your breakfast, lunches, buffets, and your multi-course dinners are all included on board. And of course, your personal headset devices. And you know, when you have an amazing vacation, it really can be thirsty work, right? So remember that your complimentary teas, coffees are available at all times throughout your cruise. But to accompany your lunches and dinners, we've really carefully chosen a special selection of your European red and white wines, local beers, and soft drinks for you to enjoy with your meal. You'll have unique dining experiences. Look, this is me actually on the Danube Christmas Markets cruise. Happy, happy, happy. Everybody's happy. Here's just one of the meals I think I was enjoying for one of my dinners. I really don't recall if this was my a nice piece of beef or lamb, but it was delicious. And I'm telling you, there would not have been anything left on that plate. My wonderful dessert. I love, love, love dessert. And of course, you can see the wine in the background. Look at this dessert. This was on the Emerald Sky, actually, when I was on the Rhine River Cruise on the farewell dinner. So you might already be asking, do I need to dress up? These look really nice, elegant types of dinners. Breakfast and lunches are definitely casual, okay? You're gonna be out touring during the day, and we wanna make sure you're comfortable. Dinners, we would like maybe business casual. You know, they are really beautiful, nice dinners. And we don't expect you to wear an evening gown by any means, or even the gentlemen don't even really need to wear a tie, but maybe a nice button-down shirt and a jacket for a gentleman might be okay. Pants, you don't have to wear a suit, ladies, just a nice, you know, whatever makes you feel comfortable and at a nice dinner. So after you add all that together, that's the Mayflower experience. You know, we love groups. We do an exceptional job with groups. Here's another happy group of ours on their Rhine River Cruise last year. Don't forget, you need a valid passport that is good for 6 months from returning, okay? So if we're coming back on May 3rd of 2021, you want to make sure that that's good until at least November. I would say at least November 4th or 5th or 10th even, maybe to the end of November, just in case, okay? So double check your passport dates, and it only takes about 2 to 3 weeks to get those updated. Now, when we're staying in Lucerne, Switzerland, by the way, Mayflower always offers you your 7-night river cruise and then 2 nights accommodations at a wonderful city like Lucerne, Switzerland. So when we're staying in Lucerne, Switzerland, we have beautiful top accommodations. This was a picture I took when I was there. There's Mount Pilatus just looking right over there in Lake Lucerne, right across the street from our hotel. Really easy walking and down into the city center area. It is about a mile down there, but don't worry if you don't feel like walking. It is an easy walk if you want to walk and just take in all the sights. But we do have, there is public transportation right that stops in front of the hotel. And just for a couple dollars, or not even a couple dollars, they'll give you a ride right in. This is our beautiful bar area at the hotel. It's really a nice old European hotel and with the old world feel of elegance. Here's my room. And now let's talk about the river cruise, shall we? This is going to depart for you next year on April 23rd, and you return on May 3rd. And what's really nice about river cruising, it's 11 days, 23 meals, 2 days are flying, so a 9-day vacation, okay? We're going to visit 4 countries in one vacation, 4 countries of Europe in one vacation. That's really nice. So you're going to see Netherlands, Germany, France, and Switzerland. Now, Amsterdam. Gorgeous. Welcome to Amsterdam, everybody. Fascinating 700-year-old city. It's got its beautiful picturesque canals. Look at all the bikes. I found it to really be amazing. A lot of people like to get their transportation by bicycles. This is a picture I actually took, and you can see all the different bridges that go through that one picture. 7 different bridges that go through that. Now you guys are on a wonderful departure that's going to be for Keukenhof Gardens, okay? So when we get to that point, we're going to talk about going to Keukenhof Gardens, which is going to be amazing. But let's show you the ship, okay? So this is an Emerald Waterways ship, you guys. It only holds 180 people on here. That's it. It's more of a floating boutique hotel that just sails down the river at a very slow pace as you take in all the beautiful countrysides and castles. This is when you walk on. All the ships are identical and they're very beautiful, elegant, luxurious, contemporary, designed really, really nice. When we start looking, I want everybody to now follow along with their flyer. So if you've got one of these, Amy might have sent you one. There might have been one on the website, but hopefully you have one of these to follow along. If you turn to the back, you can see the different categories. Right now, this is on the lower level on the Riviera deck, and this is more of a value type cabin category D and E, and we have 2 cabins left on this deck too. Cabin 102 and 107 is available right now. It is 160 square feet. It has a fixed window. You can have 1 bed or 2s. They'll either separate them or push them together. It still has all the other amenities that every other room would have, except it's smaller and it has a fixed window. These are the really beautiful staterooms. They're panoramic balcony suites, and they're on the Vista deck, the middle deck, or the Horizon deck on the top deck. When you see that beautiful picture window over there, the table and 2 chairs, you can go over, walk across your room, push a button on that window, and it will come down. It's a panoramic open air system, okay? So now you've got that balcony that just came right into your room. It's 180 square feet. You've got tons of storage areas, beautiful TV, movies in English. Again, 1 bed or 2, really nice. Here's a layout. Got a big shower, nice bathroom, flat screen TV, your little wardrobe area, and then your floor to ceiling window and open air system. We also have a few grand balcony suites. Let's go back to the panoramic balcony suites. We have 2 on the Vista deck cabins available, and we have 5 available on the Horizon deck, okay? Grand balcony suites, I have, I believe I have 2 grand balcony suites available. Grand balcony suites are also 210 square feet. They're similar to a panoramic balcony suite, but a little bit larger. And the difference between these is that it's pushed out farther, but now you have a sliding glass door so that say you want to go get up early in the morning and sit out on your balcony, but your roommate is sleeping. You can shut that glass partition and shut the drapes and sit out on your balcony, and you won't even be bothering your roommate. Isn't that nice? So that kind of gives you an idea of what that is. We have owners 1-bedroom suites. These are absolutely wonderful. I have to request to see if we can get one of these if somebody is definitely interested in this. 315 square feet, absolutely wonderful. Separate bedroom area, separate living room area. You've got that drop down window feature, balcony feel there. You get canapes delivered. You get 2 pieces of clothing laundered each day as well. You also get a tablet in this room to use. It's pretty cool. Here's the layout, and a huge walk-in closet as well. Big spacious bathroom. This is a beautiful, beautiful room. Now we have Emerald Waterways crew is all English speaking. They're fun. They're outgoing. They're accommodating. You're going to love them, and you're really going to miss them when you leave. Don't forget the top deck. They can bring you a beverage. There's a wonderful Bitburger beer you might like. Maybe you want an iced tea or a glass of wine. They'll be happy to accommodate you and wait on you. There's even in-suite dining that you might enjoy. A Reflections restaurant is where you're going to be dining for your breakfast, lunches, and dinners. You're welcome to sit at any table. Breakfasts usually start about 7 a.m. Those are buffets, same as lunches, and you get your beer, wine, and soft drinks to accommodate your lunches and dinners. Did I mention free wine without lunches and dinners? Yes, I did. Look at those ladies, they're having a good time. Here's what a buffet type would look like at lunch and dinner. There's a terrace area that you can sit and eat. This is upstairs in the lounge. The very end, if you walk all the way across the lounge, there's a little terrace area that you can sit up on a little counter if you like and still look out the windows up there if you like. And what I like about this, and then you have an outside seating area as well. Now, say there's days that you're out touring, okay? Say you don't want a big, huge, heavy breakfast or even a big, huge lunch. They do have express breakfasts and lunches up in the terrace area. So if we're docked somewhere and you want to just hurry up and eat, and get back out and do some touring on your own, you can certainly run in here and grab something to eat really quick without sitting down for a larger buffet that might take more time. There's a little fitness center on board. And there's also hairdressers on board. That's for an extra fee, but you certainly can get your hair done, ladies, if you like. Here's our beautiful and elegant reception area. And when you get on board, they're gonna direct you to the lounge, probably give you a nice refreshment until they get your luggage situated in your cabin, and then they'll call you up to let you know when your room is ready and you go right in your cabin. Honest to God, that didn't take very long at all. This is just letting you know that there are stairs on the ship, of course, but we do have elevators that go from the Riviera deck to the Horizon deck. You will still need to take stairs to get up to the Sun deck, okay? Here's that lounge. Wonderful time. You'll be spending evenings in the lounge with onboard entertainment. There'll be trivia games and fun, dancing, everywhere you can sit. They'll also be doing your port talks here and briefing. We'll meet in the lounge every night. And you certainly can sit in here and relax. You're gonna be, maybe you're sitting outside, maybe it's a little too windy for you or something, or you just wanna sit inside and read, whatever you feel like doing. It's your vacation, plenty of windows for you to look out and see all the castles as we're going down the Rhine River cruise. And of course, enjoying your cocktails. It's very comfortable in the lounge. There's some onboard entertainment, and that also is our little dance floor. There's a beautiful coffee station. This thing is open 24 hours a day. It's got espresso cappuccinos, hot chocolate teas, coffee, regular coffee rather, cookies. It's really nice. We have a wonderful daytime pool. It's absolutely gorgeous down here. This is on the horizon deck, okay? So you can walk all the way down the hall on the horizon deck, go back there, relax if you want. I used to go back there, there's an extra bathroom back there, an extra full bathroom and shower even. If you went in the pool and you wanted to rinse off, or grab a bottle of water down here if you like. There's a little bar area that you can see in the background there that I used to grab a cup of tea in the morning quickly. My room was closer to this level, and then I would run upstairs and get some fresh air on the sun deck and look around at my surroundings before going to breakfast. The best part though is it turns into a movie cinema in the evenings. Now you do have to make a reservation for this because it only holds so many people. And it was really nice. I ran into a couple earlier this year that told me that they saw Stars Born on their Danube River cruise. There's a masseuse on board for an extra expense. So maybe you want to go and relax and get a nice massage. Beautiful sun deck. There's even a little walking track up on the sun deck and a putting green. There'll be like sun deck barbecues with weather permitting. Excuse me. And of course, our delicious desserts, your personal listening devices. So now we are in Amsterdam, and this is where the fun begins because we're going to start touring. Okay, so day one, you flew over. Day two, you get on the ship, okay? So when you're on day two is when you're going to be in Amsterdam, and you'll be met and transferred to your ship. And then you'll get acquainted with all your amenities on your ship, and then you can begin exploring the city. So you'll have free time to go and walk around Amsterdam. Where the ships are docked, it's very easy to just get out and walk around and explore the city. There's so many different museums there. Just maybe go people watching or shopping. I walked around and explored for at least 2 hours beforehand and just walked around and checked out the city a little bit. And then the evening, we'll have dinner on board. Now, when we head over on day 3, the morning we'll get up and we'll depart by coach for our included visit to Keukenhof Gardens. And you'll discover why it's called the Garden of Europe, as you admire these beautiful, gorgeous flowers at the peak of tulip season. Now you're going to already say to me, well, Judy, how could they be at the peak of tulip season all the time? Well, it's because they are always sporadically planted. So they're constantly blooming. And they're absolutely amazing. You'll have free time here to walk around and explore on your own. Take in all your pictures you want. You can even buy tulip bulbs and have them shipped back home if you like. I thought it was just gorgeous. Here's me actually here a few years back. You can see the walkways are easily to walk around. And just an abundance of flowers. It's really quite relaxing and breathtaking of all the beautiful flowers. Now, I'm going to back up just 1 second here and continue on. So this is an Emerald Plus. If you ever look at when you're looking at your itinerary, you can see under, it might say under day 3, that it says Emerald Plus. That means it's an included extra for you that we're visiting Keukenhof Gardens. Okay, now tonight is when you're gonna have your welcome reception, okay? That's when you're gonna meet all the crew, probably. It's gonna be a little bit fancier. So for the nights, for the welcome reception and the farewell dinners, those are the 2 nights that you really are more, they ask that maybe you wanna be a little bit more special and dressing up. Otherwise, just regular, business casual, whatever you enjoy. So welcome reception will be tonight. And then our next day, we're cruising along the Rhine River and we're going into Cologne, Germany. So now we just left the Netherlands and now we're in Germany. And this was actually founded by the Romans. And it's the city is one of Germany's oldest and famous for its magnificent World Heritage listed Gothic Cathedral that you see right there in the background. And we're gonna have a walking tour included today, and we'll touch on some of the historical charm of Cologne. And as we're walking through this little cute, charming city, we will end up at this amazing Gothic Cathedral. Of course, you'll be able to get up close and you'll even be able to go in the cathedral. You can take pictures in there. It really was quite incredible. Once you're finished, your guide will ask you if you want to follow them back to the ship for lunch, or you could stay in Cologne on your own and shop, go to a museum, browse, go find some chocolates, and go for lunch on your own. If you prefer to do that, you can do that. And then they will, you can get back to the ship. They'll either ask for a meeting point. The ship isn't too far away. As we continue our journey down, on day 5, we're going into cruise into Koblenz, which is a 2,000-year-old city. And it's right on the confluence of the Rhine and the Moselle rivers. So today we also have an included excursion of Koblenz, and you guys will be able to see that fortress from the 19th century, the Ehrenbreitstein Fortress. And then there's also going to be a choice. So you could also decide to go to Keukenhof as an optional excursion and see that Reichsburg Castle on the hill. Optional or discover more, meaning that we're giving you, trying to influence you with a little bit more culture and history, but it is an optional and it is an extra expense. So you can go to this beautiful Reichsburg Castle and tour the Reichsburg Castle. This was really cool. I thought it was amazing. You go not only around the whole castle on the outside and learn all about the history of this castle, but you go through several different rooms that are completely furnished as it was back in the day. So here's just a couple, all of the different beautiful artifacts are in there. I kept looking for a secret passage as I was walking around. Here's a wonderful picture from up on top from the castle that you can see. Another picture just as you're going down the river, all the beautiful little towns and the castles that you're gonna see along this area. Now, as we're strolling down or sailing down the Rhine Valley, this is going to be really, really special. So make sure you got your camera ready for many different pictures. They're going to give you a nice little narration of the Rhine Valley. This is where we're definitely going to see all the beautiful little churches, the villages, the castles, as we're sailing through the Rhine Valley. You're probably going to see over 40 castles if you're really paying attention and you want to start counting. So yes, you are going to see a lot of castles. It's pretty cool. And these are just some pictures that we were taking when we were on our adventure. You're going to learn all about the infamous Lorelai Statue, Lorelai Rock, okay? Supposedly, she was a siren whose sailor boyfriend had left, and she was very sad. So she used to cry in the evenings and sing and lure the sailors to their doom and hit this rock. You'll have to hear this story. Here's her beautiful, famous statue. And you'll also see the Pfalzgrafenstein Castle. And then we're heading already now into Heidelberg. So on our next day, we're going to be in Heidelberg. Don't forget, every night after dinner is always going to be something fun to do in the lounge. So, you know, once you get done with dinner, everybody goes in the lounge. If you're not feeling it, you can always go and ask to watch a movie on the ship. You can go to your own room and watch a movie, or you can go to the lounge for dancing, music, trivia games, for prizes. They're really going to make it fun for you guys on the ship. But as we head into Heidelberg and Mannheim, we'll continue downstream to the town of Mannheim, and it's located right in the confluence of the Rhine and the Nectar rivers. So from there, we travel by coach to Heidelberg. Well, you'll have the opportunity to either visit the medieval town of Heidelberg on a walking tour or take part in an active hike to Heidelberg. Active hike. So here's the Heidelberg Castle. If you're looking at your flyer, you'll see under day 6, it says Emerald Plus, guided tour of Heidelberg with a wine tasting, or hike from Mount Hohenstuhl to Heidelberg. So they give you little options. There's a lot of people that are active guests on board, and they don't want something a little bit more active, and you certainly can take part in a guided active hike. If not, you go on the walking tour with everybody else and enjoy the wine tasting. This is a very, very cool castle. It's got a huge vat of wine in the cellar area that you'll be able to see. And then they'll take you into the little city market. Here's the active hike from Mount Hohenstuhl. There's going to be your wine tasting as well. The wine in Germany is delicious. I'm not a big wine drinker myself, but when we did partake in wine, I never felt a headache or anything like that the next morning. It's very clean wine. One of my favorite cities that we visited was Strasbourg, France. And one stopped in Kiel. We'll travel by coach across the river to Strasbourg. And this is actually the capital of the Alsace of France. And it almost was in Germany. They fought over it years ago. So you'll learn a little bit about that on your walking tour. And your guided walking tour includes the historical city center of the UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's also known for the black and white timbered frame buildings that you can see here, those old tanning houses, the Baroque sandstone buildings, and the canals. But look at this. What do you think this is? It's a stork. It's a stork's nest. I took this picture on my trip. I went actually over Easter in April on 2015, and we, as the bus was taking us around to get into Strasbourg, we passed a street that had over 10 stork's nests in these trees. It was really pretty cool. You get a nice little walking tour around Strasbourg, a guided walking tour with your audio whispering devices. And then you're gonna have, you look at the big cathedral in the background. You see that big cathedral in the background? You're gonna be able to go over to that cathedral. And then they're going to ask you if you wanna stay in Strasbourg on your own for a little while, and they'll come back and pick you up in a couple hours, or you could return back to the ship for lunch. Once you return back to the ship, you will not be able to get back into Strasbourg unless you take a taxi, okay? So really, really cool town. This was definitely one of my favorites to visit. Now it looks like you guys have a, before we get into Brioche, it looks like that there is going to be an optional tour on this day as well that is going into another little city at an additional expense. It looks like you're going into Reichelor at an additional expense. And anytime there's an optional tour, those detailed information will be mailed out to you probably at the end of December, I'd say, before this departure. So that way you can read about it, see how much they cost, and sign up. Now we're heading into Brioche on our today's adventure, and this is all about the Black Forest Village. This little city, as well as Heidelberg, I feel, is full of charm. You can get your cuckoo clocks at either one of those cities if you ladies and gentlemen like cuckoo clocks and all the other German specialties. Look at this beautiful church and castle city area that we're going to be visiting. For the Emerald Active folks, you can go on a Black Forest hike. Could you imagine coming back home and you can tell your friends and family that you took a hike in Black Forest? Wouldn't that be really cool? Then we're going to learn all about how to make a Black Forest cake and taste it as well later on. Now, as we depart in Brioche and say goodbye after breakfast on our next day, we'll disembark the ship in Basel. And this is when we start to begin the Swiss adventure. And we are going to depart by coach to Lucerne, Switzerland. And this is such a beautiful, picturesque town. It's just surrounded by wonderful mountains, meadows. It's really just, I loved it. I love Lucerne. And if anybody's watched The Amazing Race, they know that Lucerne was on one of the shows many years ago, and one of the clues was right there on that chapel bridge. So on our walking tour, we will be walking around. You'll see the Sleeping Lion Monument that represents the soldiers that had passed away in the war. There's your bridge. Look at the swan. Tons of beautiful birds there as well. It's a real look at the mountains in the background. It is just such a charming city. Really easy to walk around. Yes, there are cobblestones that you can see over there. You always want to make sure you're wearing your comfortable gym shoes or walking shoes when you're on your city tours. And then this is really probably one of the most exhilarating, fun tours I've ever been on is Mount Pilatus. So if you book an optional excursion to Mount Pilatus, I highly recommend it. So you get into a gondola, and there's two types of gondolas. There's one that only sits 4 people, and you go up to 1 level. And then you get in a big gondola that sits about 50 people, and it takes you way up the mountain. And then you get all the way to the top. Now you can see I've got gloves on here and even a scarf. Well, we are at the top of a mountain in Switzerland, and it's in April. So on this trip, I would pack just in case you need them. Maybe earmuffs or a hat, gloves and a scarf. Keep them in your suitcase till you need them when you go up to Mount Pilatus. It's always better to be prepared. You can dress in layers. You can walk around outside through these little caves if you want. That's really close. But there is a really nice area that you can sit down, drink, have a beverage if you like, or a snack if you want. There's a little gift shop. It's wonderful views everywhere that you can take pictures of. Look at these guys. They're having a nice little time up there, right? I even saw this gorgeous little tiny church at the very top of the mountain. Gorgeous views coming down. And then there'll be some shopping and free time in Lucerne. Don't forget about all those delicious chocolates. There's even a casino nearby the hotel, just for anybody that feels like testing their luck in Switzerland. So as we say goodbye and farewell to Lucerne, Switzerland, and our wonderful Tulip time on the Rhine River cruise, you're going to bring back just the most life-enriching experiences and fond memories. And isn't that what it's all about? So this is going to go out on April 23rd. There is limited space on this, and we certainly would love for you to join the rest of the group that's already going with University of Wisconsin-Whitewater in April. Free space is only till July 31st. Don't forget, this is your little layout on your flyer. It shows you the lower levels Riviera deck, middle level Vista deck, and then the Horizon deck. Starting September 1st, or starting August 1st, sorry, would probably be $3.99 airfare. We're going to revisit that, and I'll let you know after July 31st. Your deposit's only $400, okay? Final payment's not even due till January. Now, if you want to purchase the Traveler Protection Plan, which I highly recommend, it's $450 per person, and that goes on with your deposit, so it's $850 per person, and then your final payment wouldn't be due till till January. So this is where you might want to, this should be on the back of your flyer. So I'm going to open it up for questions right now. and see if I can figure out how to just do that. Give me a second on how to, I do not see any questions coming in as far as being typed in. Let me just see if I can figure out how to unmute anybody. Anybody has any questions? I guess you can click on something. I'm gonna just, I'm gonna unmute everybody, you guys, and you guys can just start talking if you have any questions. And I know it's hard when you're going to be talking over other people, but I did unmute everyone. Can everybody hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, great. So Cheryl, Amy, Catherine, everybody that's on here, Lynn, Laura, Kristen, Patty, do any of you have any questions that you would like to ask today? Okay, I don't see that there's any questions coming in, but we certainly.
There's one question that says, can we use US dollars?
Oh, I didn't even see that. Thanks for asking me that, Amy. US dollars. Okay, let's talk about money. So what's really nice is Mayflower Cruises and Tours really provides you with exceptional information, and in your document packet, we'll go over all about money. So no, you can't really necessarily use US dollars. Depends on what you're wanting to use it for. You want to go somewhere, buy a cup of coffee or something like that. It all depends on the proprietor that you're giving the money to. And normally they may say yes, but mostly no. I bring some US dollars with me. If you wanted to add an extra tip, even though gratuities are included, they would certainly take them. But no, it's euros or your credit card. I always say bring one credit card, one that has your foreign exchange fees waived. And then that way you can kind of keep documented on all the different trinkets that you kind of bought. But you can always exchange while you're over there with a debit card as well, because there's ATMs everywhere, and you can certainly just go walk up to an ATM and ask for $100 or $50, whatever you're looking for, and it'll come out in euros. Any other
you had mentioned, it says Kirsten Slocum, this is her husband Steve as well, so we're both listening in. So you had mentioned the brochure a couple times. We did not receive that brochure. Could you please send it to us?
We could send that to you, Steve. Do you want to write down my email or Amy's email that's on this? Oh, maybe it's not on here. Is our email?
No, not on there.
Mine is, you can email me. It's Judy at mayflowercruisesandtours.com. So I have your email, and I'll shoot one back over to you, and I'll CC Amy.
Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. The brochure is also available on the Whitewater trip website. You could download it from there and print it if you were interested, but the full brochure in color is kind of cool.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions, folks? Okay, I know you might not think of questions today. I covered a really lot today for you, and this is a really wonderful, exciting trip, and you're probably gonna wake up at 2 in the morning going, darn, why didn't I ask her that question? Don't worry, just shoot me an email. I've been on this trip, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that might come up your way. And we'd love for you to join us. I want you to take advantage of the free air, but more so, I want you to be able to get I only have 2 Vista deck cabins left. I have only 5 Horizon deck panoramic balcony suites left. And I have 2 grand balcony suites, and I have 2 Riviera deck cabins, okay? If you did an
Judy, what's the capacity of that ship?
What was that?
Do you know what the capacity of that ship is? I mean,
It's
you know,
180.
like Caribbean cruises are thousands of people. I'm just curious what this is.
180 square feet, and when you get your flyer, it'll show you on there. I'm sorry, it's 180 people. There's only 80 staterooms and 12 suites. So
Oh, wow.
184, but usually they sell it up to, I don't know, maybe 180 or whatever because of business managers and whatnot that we send over. So yes, it's not like a cruise ship. I'll tell you the difference, okay? I went on the Alaska cruise. I've been on a couple cruises. I've been on one cruise ship that held 6,000 people. It took me a day and a half to walk from my suite to the end of the ship. And God forbid you forget your sunglasses. One on a river cruise, it's only 180. So the difference is when you're on a cruise, it's really about the ship and not the destination as much, because nothing's included anyway. And you have to, and you don't get a lot of your excursions included either. On a river cruise, it's more about a floating hotel taking you from country to country to country, to port to port to port. And then you're getting all of your included excursions and your guides on there. And it's really just having your cabin, your dining room, your lounge area. You've got the pool and of course movies and things like that, and your onboard entertainment. So it's only really more like a hotel.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, and then they'll divide you up into walking tours as well. So you're not going to have 180 people on a walking tour. They're going to divide you up to probably 35 people or so per group or whatever. It just depends how many people are going on which tour and whatever.
If you don't see it, we have another question that says, what are the plans if river cruises are not sailing in April?
What are the plans if they're not sailing in April? Well, we're actually concentrating on what's going on this fall right now. And you know what, we're really closely monitoring the situation, and you can certainly go on our website and read about some updated, how we're monitoring it and for safety and things like that. We're owned by Glenn Maroney, and he's really keeping an eye on things. So, you know, right now, you know, we had to postpone our spring and our summer river cruising. And what we did for that was, you know, we certainly helped out people that were already paid in full. We gave them a nice incentive to go next year as a future travel credit with a little extra oomph in there for them. We got a refund, you know. I mean, we don't know what the future holds for us, and we certainly hope that by 2021 in April that this will be behind us and that we'll be all sailing. Yeah. I mean, I think the Christmas cruises will go out. I'm not so sure about the fall, but we're certainly hoping and keeping monitoring things closely.
And from my perspective as like the Whitewater leader on it, when we weren't able to go this past August, I definitely wanted to rebook into the spring because I do want to take this tour. So if for some reason we're not able to go in April, I will pick a date in the future to still continue the tour. That would be my plan.
Right, we've already actually got our 2022 dates rolled out right now. So we're keeping, you know, we're staying ahead of the game for sure.
I have a question. How much of the actual cruising, like moving on the boat, happens overnight versus during the day?
I have to go back to that. We cruise quite a bit during the day on the Rhine because we're going through that really beautiful area, the UNESCO World Heritage Site, from after we leave Cologne, going into Koblenz, through Amsterdam. We leave in the afternoon, I believe. I have to double check on that because it really just depends on the captain and the date of when we're leaving, things like that. But you do a lot of sailing during the day on this because there's so many castles. We see a lot of that. Okay. But there will be some overnight sailing as well. And then we, for the morning, we'll be in another port.
Okay. But a lot of it is like late afternoons, evening, you are moving.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.